Shout out Sniper T on the beat.
Tamara to the break of dawn is on the rise, with life on the forefront of the mind. So line for line, you can ride this brain train and you can change your station without even touching the dial. So relax, stay a little bit, but listen for a while. And whether you're bumping this in the whip or in a business fit, it's a meeting you won't want to miss. A meeting for a meal to feed the soul with words for the mind. So sit back, enjoy the ride. Time to take off, it's time to fly. Cause Tamara till the break of dawn is on the rise.
Hi guys, it's me, Tamra. If you're watching, it is me because you can see that there are no visuals. So these episodes are going to be different. These episodes are going to be bonus episodes. I don't know how frequently they're going to drop. I don't know how many episodes like this there will be. But there's not going to be any visuals. I debated on not even uploading to YouTube at all, but I didn't want to. I know there are some people that you don't even care about the visuals. Like, that's just where you would prefer to listen if you tune in. So, let me explain these episodes. They're called Closet Chronicles because it kind of takes me back to when I first started the show. I remember being in my closet, no visuals, just me and my feelings. And um, this isn't like me trying to do something specific for the show. It's more so me trying to do something for me. I feel that, like, as the show has grown and as I've really been able to just like step out and execute any creative idea I have, it's all great. And I have so many dope like series and things that I do. Um, but I feel like with that, I have to have episodes. Like, I have to get back to this being my therapeutic outlet. And I feel like I'm not going to say it's gotten away from that because my solo episodes, I always talk about what's going on. But I feel like in the beginning, I didn't really think about who might listen. I just kind of talked about whatever, a little more raw and a little more freely, excuse me, because I didn't really think about listeners back then. I didn't really think about if my family or friends might happen. Well, I guess my kids, because I say this is, of course, the legacy I'm leaving behind. They'll listen one day or whatever. And I've noticed that lately there have been things I've wanted to talk about that I've kind of held back, and that can't be how it is for my platform when, like, this is for me. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not getting what I need from this, then I'll just stop. You know what I'm saying? So instead of doing that, I'm trying to figure out if adding this will help me feel, and it's not even really related to the show. I don't even honestly know what's wrong with me. I just know today I woke up, I had a dream last night, and I've been having dreams lately where there's like some man, it's never the same man. This man actually happened to be one of my Twitter followers. Don't worry about who, doesn't matter. But it's like I was getting emotional um intimacy from this person, and also whatever. I don't know if we were supposed to be together. This is about to be a hella random episode because I don't really know what's wrong with me, but I remember back in the day I used to just record and it'd be the middle of the night, and it didn't matter if I had a bonnet on, and it didn't matter whatever because I had no visuals back then. And and so that's kind of what these particular episodes will be. I'm gonna drop it as soon as I'm done recording. It's kind of going to be like that. So who knows when all you'll get these types of episodes from me, because but anyways, yeah, I had this dream, and I don't know if this dude was supposed to be my man or what he was supposed to be, but the type of we didn't like have sex or anything like that, so it wasn't that type of dream, but it's like we were interacting and it was like this, like I had somebody that I was sharing my life with, sharing whatever was going on in the dream with. And it's crazy because then when I woke up and that's not real and it's not about him, I don't even know this man outside of Twitter, have never even had like a real conversation with him. So it's not a fellow podcaster. So don't be trying to, like, who it is doesn't matter. But the fact that when I woke up, the lack in real life, like I don't have that in real life. I've been single for a long time. I mean, I have guy friends and all that. But for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because it's that time of the month, and I've noticed that this month I've been way more emotional. I've cried more than I even normally do. So who knows? There could be like my hormones could be out of whack, and I don't even know because like I'm getting older. Like I'm getting closer to menopause, and I know menopause as well. But what I do know is that I woke up and just the reality that I don't have that just hit me different than it normally does, and like it made me sad and it made me feel depressed, and then I didn't want to get out of bed, and I've already been struggling. I go through, like, I mean, I have what I wanted. I have my company. I create a lot of different types of content, and I there's such fulfillment in that because I love to create. I've been experimenting with different TikTok ideas that are going to come out. I'm just kind of doing whatever I want to do because why not? I'll try it. If I decide I don't like it, it doesn't matter. It's not a job. It's a creative outlet, and there's no limit with what you can do. For me, it's like having idea and then it coming to pass is actually, it's the journey to get to that sense of completion, that sense of like I did that it was just an idea. Once it gets there, like that's what's the dopest part for me. So I've just really been doing a lot of that. I own my time. I've gone on two vacations that ultimately shout out to the kindness and generosity of others because I mean, we know my company just started, so like we're not there yet financially to where it should have just been all this stuff, and all of that is great. And with that, what I know about me is I go through these periods of time in life where I start questioning in everything, like what is the point of any of this, and I want to quit everything or I don't want to do anything, and that's there's that. I'm kind of there, but I've just noticed I have been on the verge of and or crying, and or I remember one day I don't even know what made me just start crying and and crying, and then I'm like, okay, can we put this on a pause cuz I actually have like stuff to do. So shout out my emotions pause. And then when I was done with my stuff for the day and I went in my room, just started crying again. And I know a lot of it is I have a lot of stress. There's a lot of stuff I don't like really talk about the reality of like what's all going on in my life or whatever, and who knows how what I'm all going to say on this episode cuz I'm just kind of talking just to see if this will be helpful, like a helpful outlet, because if not, who knows, I may need to start therapy. But what usually happens with therapy, which is why I have not started, because I'm kind of somebody that, because that's what I got my degree in, and because I have a lot of knowledge about a lot of different things. Sometimes it's just I need to apply it. So this is me kind of trying to have a outlet again, because the podcast doesn't feel like that outlet anymore. It feels like, I don't know, like I'm just trying to, and maybe that's just today because I don't know that I felt like this yesterday, but today when I woke up, it was really just, it just feels very like I recorded with a friend earlier today for this week's episode, which is a series. So I've added these different things and it's great. And a lot of the content I create is like, for my company or for Melon Intoxicate. So it's all about branding and brand awareness and gaining exposure and blah blah blah. And I mean, I'm grateful that I have the time and the mind and the ability to be able to execute my ideas for what I feel like I want, like how I want my brand to be represented or whatever. Um, but this is why I refuse to really make the podcast be that, because then it'll feel like work. And it feels like a lot of work, 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 work. And I don't know. I'm also like feel very isolated because I'm in the house a lot. Part of that is because I am without a vehicle. I've been without a vehicle since the beginning of January. And so, I mean, I have access to my daughter's car if I need to go anywhere, but I don't really like need to go anywhere because I don't like everything I do is virtually. You know what I'm saying? But then with that, things that I like that bring me joy, like, oh, just go ride. Although I don't know if I would be doing that with these gas prices, but like just go ride and just go ride, listen to music or not and just think. But I'm like doing it in motion and doing it like somewhere else. I don't know. I don't have that um not being in my own space, so it's like I have my room and I have where my office is, which is actually the living room, and I'm very blessed. I mean, hell, I could be homeless. You know what I'm saying? Especially because I technically I'm not like employed, quote unquote. I, have my company, but man, there's some days I wish I could, or not I wish I could because I know I could if I wanted to. But there are some days when I'm like, man, man, it was so much simpler when all I had to do was show up at work and be a good employee, and like that's all I had to do. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of try to grow a company and get customers and be a good, like treat my customers good and work with their needs, or if they're not responding to emails quick enough, or making sure I'm getting paid. Nobody has not paid me, so I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying like it's a lot. It's a lot that I have to consider now that I didn't have to before. I didn't have to worry about how to make stuff work. I just had to worry about like doing my job. And then my youngest is graduating, and like all of my life, the past however many years, has been pouring into my kids and my dreams. I really haven't had much of a life outside of that. And so, yeah, it's great that your kids grow up or whatever. But I don't know. I just feel like, what is life? You know what I mean? Like, it's just weird. It's just, I don't know. And like I said, I had that dream, and then I woke up and I'm like, man. So, and I have friends, don't get me wrong, and I even have guy friends that are great, but it's just like there's this void that is becoming, I don't know, like I can't ignore it as much as I usually do, but like what am I supposed to do with that? Because there's nobody I really know that I want to talk to like that. There's nobody that tries to talk to me. I don't really, and I also don't really go anywhere, and I also don't have a car, and online dating, hell no, that was the trash of all trash. But then it's like, how do you even meet people? Like, most of the people I meet online even are other content creators. Like, most of the men that I talk to are other content creators outside of like friends that have been friends forever. So I don't want to try to talk to any content creators because it's just that's just a world I don't want to cross those lines with anybody in that world because it's just almost treated like work. You know what I'm saying? And I've always treated my podcast like a job in the sense of the responsibility. Like, y'all know I don't miss episodes. Y'all know I promote and I do this, that, and the other, and like I'm pretty on it. So it's like folks are my coworkers. So I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. Like, increased desire, or I don't even know if it's I don't even know, y'all. I don't even know. I'm not happy, and it's not even I'm not happy because of that. I'm just I don't know, I'm not happy. I don't know, it could be some of it is being tired of waiting for certain things. Like this whole being in transition thing, it, like I'm very grateful for my mom, because when my job asked me to make a decision, we knew that because I talked to her about it before, we knew that it meant me being here longer. And um, I, there was even this point where I even like was like, well, maybe I'll start looking, look for a different job elsewhere. But if you know anything about me and you know the way that I live my life, you know that I really try to be led by the Lord as I make decisions and as I do things. Like, even as I left my job, that wasn't just, I was very prayerful about that. And sometimes when we want something and when we get there and what it looks like is a little bit different than what we thought, but that doesn't mean it's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Um, but with that, even prior to me leaving my job, I remember when I would reach out to this place and that place, apartments, house, whatever, make an appointment to try to figure out whatever, it would always get snatched away like the day before the appointment. Or if I had the appointment for after work, they'll have somebody come in before I got off work and snatch it up. And I get it, like what's for me is for me. I say that all the time in all things and I truly believe that. But waiting for what's for you is like I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm just tired of a lot of things. In this moment today, I'm not happy. Doesn't mean I'll feel like this all the time. Like, I know feelings come and go, feelings are fleeting. You guys are getting what I feel today. These episodes, whenever they come, are going to be what I feel in this moment. Who knows, it may be dropping a lot for whatever, cuz it's a time of transition right now, and then I may not need to do it anymore, or it could be, who knows? I don't really have whatever. I just know that if this show isn't me doing this, then it's not what I set out for it to be. Like, at the end of the day, this has to be a therapeutic, creative outlet for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate, and then but you know what's crazy with like listeners, and I don't always look at downloads all like that, but then again, I do monitor them, and like my numbers, I don't have as many listeners as I did before. And ebbs and flows and trends and whatever. Um, so with that, that's another reason I always just do what I want to do for me. It's never about trying to get listeners or whatever, because I've watched the ebbs and flows of downloads the whole time I've had this show. You know what I'm saying? But my estimated audience, as they have on Anchor, is like half what it was, I remember, at one point. And that's an average, you know what I'm saying? They average that over whatever. And even when I look at like downloads for individual episodes, I don't go through episode. I'll just kind of look at whatever the last couple episodes that you could kind of see or whatever. Numbers are down, you know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. Because I also know that I don't listen to podcasts as much, not because I don't like podcasts. We know I get my rotation in. For whatever reason, I just haven't been listening too much of anything lately. I've been trying to have like more silence than anything, because I just feel like there's a lot of noise in my head. My thoughts are always going. Like even when I'm trying to go to sleep, my thoughts are always going. There's just so many things to consider, so many things that I'm responsible for, so many things that people look to me for answers for, which they're all things that I have to have the answer for. So it's not like me taking on other people's burdens. I don't even really got the capacity to be trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? But with that, my mind is always going. So like I don't listen to stuff is or I'll be behind and then catch up, and it's this whole yo-yo thing. But I don't know. I don't know what's missing. I don't know what's wrong with me. All of these things could be unrelated, and they're just a bunch of different things. I'm not really like trying to figure anything out. I'm just trying to get all of this out, so that then it's out and out of me. And um I don't feel like I journal like every day almost. I may miss a day, but I pretty much journal every day. So it's not even, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I'm transition always is weird for me. Sometimes when I get what I want or have what I want, I don't know. Like sometimes it'd be like self sabotage. Sometimes I don't even know if that's even relevant to what's going on right now. I just know, hell, it could be like I said, my hormones are out of whack because I'm getting older, and it just so happens to be that time of the month. But even outside of that time of the month, I cry a lot. I don't know. I didn't used to be like this. I don't know. Sometimes I'll be like, who am I? And I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, and even with the good, like, who am I? That like I run a company and I'm this content creator, which I didn't even used to ever use that word, but when you think about what content actually is, it's really anything you put on social media. So I could post a meme and that's content. Now we know that mine is a little more, it's not just memes. It's, I'm creating content for my company, for Melon Intoxicate. Then I'm creating TikToks, which is just a creative outlet. Then I do podcasting and I do blogging and I do a lot of different things. And I'd be like, who am I? Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm having this identity crisis, and maybe I'm struggling to catch up with. I just feel like everything is moving so fast, and maybe I'm struggling to catch up with my current reality. I could be mourning what was. It was easier before, but at the same time, I wouldn't really trade now for then, because I love what I get to do, but I don't know. I guess that's all I got for today, for this Closet Chronicles episode. Thank you for listening. I Maybe I'll talk to you soon. I don't know. I say episode 1, but I don't have, like I said, I don't really have an agenda, or like this isn't like my other stuff where I have that planned out of when I want to do what. This is going to drop as soon as I'm done with this. It's going to drop, and I don't know when I'll be back. Hell, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe next month. I don't know. But, or maybe this will be the only one. Who knows? We'll see. But thank you for listening. And either way, if you're a listener of the show, you know I'll be back with regular episodes, drop every Thursday. So, yeah. But, okay. Bye.
Ladies and gents, this concludes transmission. Tune in next time for a whole new edition. Another adventure and mission to share, be heard, and clarify the vision of this whole new world for...